Hello to this very first Wellness Monday in our series of Mondays to Mondays to love, for a life to like, a life to love, life to live. I'm aware that very few of you probably noticed this invitation is because it's quite fresh, quite new. Today, I just really wanted to give you an indication of what to expect and what we will be talking about, and what can you get engaged with. For me, wellness is a way of living. For me, it is a really everyday development, everyday practice. That means working on the way I am through my thinking, through what I say, through what I eat, through how I work, through how I am with other people, through how I take care of my body, how I take care of my body outside and inside, and how I take care of the thinking patterns I have, and also how I connect with the fire within, hence inner fire, and how I also connect with other people. All these elements coming together and showing its importance in different parts, in different areas of life, so that when I practice wellness more, I enjoy myself and I enjoy life more. And I think that's the very, very fundamental and very important way of being, because thanks to this, what happens to me when I practice it is I feel healthier, both physically and mentally, and I actually enjoy my life so much more. And and I know how to be happy. And I know how to be happy even if I am going through some tough times. I still don't lose my happiness. I know how to access it because it's not dependent on external circumstances. But I am creator of it. First of all, is that realization, what is behind the change. So if there's any aspect of your life that you feel you would like it to be different, you would like to make a change, then you got to become that change. And it's easier said than done, obviously, because the change, to become the change, is a process, and it is not easy to be the change without seeing the change. So, for example, let's take money, for instance. If I struggle with money, or I don't earn, I don't have the specific financial life that I would like to have. So maybe instead of having 30,000 K per year, I would like to have 300,000 K per year. Now, how do I become the change without having this money? So how do I act and be as a person with 300K per year to spend versus 30K per year to spend? This can be very difficult for many people. So what I want to talk about during this Mondays is about how to become that change, what to do to make it easier, the transformation, even without this change being already part of your life. So kind of like how to be, so that you attract the changes that you want, the positive changes in your life and in the world. There are 7 parts of life, as I invite you all to live, and as I envision for everyone, life that is full of joy, peace, love, kindness, and satisfaction and health. And those elements are behind the change. So what do we need to, what do we need to decide on before we start working on the change? Then so the second thing is my mind. So all the work that we want to do around our mindsets, our thinking patterns. Watch those thinking patterns, watch how we create their thoughts, watch what we say to ourselves, and create different thinking patterns if we want different results. So kind of talk or manage our mind in a way that it is supporting our process of making changes, in a way that it is a tool that we use for creating the kind of life that we want. Third thing is my body. A body is not something to be neglected. Body is something to be embraced, and body is something to be taken care of. Why? Because it is through our body that we feel healthier, not only physically but also emotionally, mentally. When you have energy in your body to go places, to run, to move around, to do your work, to do things around the house, with children, with your friends, with your partners, physically, when you feel strong, physically, when you feel flexible, when you feel like you can do pretty much anything, this is when your motivation to do pretty much anything is higher as well. And when you take the opposite, when your body is ill, when your body is weak, that affects how you think about yourself, capabilities you have, how you think about what can or cannot be done. So there is a very strong connection, and that taking care of your body is very, very important. So what I want to happen during this Wellness Mondays is to talk about physical aspects of your body, and things like taking care of it through what you eat, through exercises or workouts or sports, moving your body, and things like sleeping. So all this health related, physical health related elements. I will also get from time to time some experts, some guests from our community that can talk a little bit more on a specific area around the body. And one more thing about my body is we will talk about how to use observation of your body as an indicator of what is your inner calling, inner voice telling you. Because for many people it's hard to hear what can be called as an intuition or inner voice, but on the body level, sensation of the body level, when you learn the sensation and how to interpret them, you are getting closer and closer and tighter with your inner voice. You'll be able to recognize it faster. So we will talk about how it is done, pretty much, and how you can practice on everyday living. Fourth thing is my being. Now this is very, very important for me, because being, it's holistic. Being is not just my mind. Being is not just the things I have around. Being is not just what I see around me in my life. It's not only my job, my house, my family. Being is everything that you right now, today, can see, can feel, can sense, can do. It's beyond the body and beyond the mind. A lot of people call it energy. Some people call it soul. Whatever is the name for it, it's you. And through you, through the being, you create. Through the being, you do, you act, you make decisions. So the connection with the being is always there. Now, how you use it, it probably dictates what your life looks like. So very, very important. I want to talk about being as well. Number 5 is my actions. Something we have to be honest about, because we can talk a lot and do a lot of personal development work and a lot of meditation, a lot of planning, and a lot of soul searching and being very clear on what we want and how we feel, and set up beautiful goals for ourselves. But if we don't act on it in a very specific way that we need right now, nothing is going to change, nothing is going to happen. So when you are the being, and the being exists and being creates, that is acting. Now, whether you want it or not, you act every day, you act. But how do you act, consciously or not consciously, is the whole difference that acting makes to your life and to the way how you feel about yourself, about your life. So my actions is number 5. Sixth thing is my world. What I mean is, Wellness Mondays, we create them to talk about my world as my life, my surroundings, everything that is close to me, but also my world as a holistic space that we live in. So my world as a globe, as Mother Earth, as the country, as other countries, other people, we are responsible for what's happening in the world. And if you think that you are not because you haven't done anything wrong, and now you see wrong things happening, then ask yourself, what have you done to stop it or to change it? And if you haven't done anything, you are responsible for what is not in the world. So how can we get together, or what can we do as an individual person to make difference in the world? And when on that topic, I definitely want to touch things like ecology, saving the planet, doing good things for less fortunate people. How do we tap into these changes, all of this, so that collectively, if each of us learns to tap into it collectively as a group, as a community, we can make changes. And this will probably start with, in your community, local community, in where you are, in your area, in your neighborhood, and will spread. It will spread in different neighborhoods in different parts of the world. Can start doing things, then it will spread, and soon we will have the entire world looking more beautiful. And the final thing is my responsibility. Probably not the final, it should be your first one. Big thing I want to touch about responsibility, and how realizing that I am responsible for what I see around me can affect the way you live, and can change it for much more joyful, better, happier, etc. My responsibility, it's something that will be underlying theme of every call on Monday. Those elements that I was talking about is behind the change: my mind, my body, my being, my actions, my world, my responsibility. Now, the way I would like this course to be is that we will implement this as a fundamental elements or pillars that can be applied to different areas of life, such as career, relationships, family and friends, social, financial, physical health, mental health, and personal development. And that's the main, I think, I covered, and maybe even more specific ones that you can come up with or you have questions about. So each of these areas, the way to develop them is by applying those pillars that I was talking of, 7 pillars that I was talking about earlier. And I want this Mondays to have a flow to them, the flow that is connected with with what you bring in. So that's why we're doing this on Zoom here, so that you can come in live and share live what what you have in mind, or what you're working on, what you would like to change in your life, etc. So it's not going to be only me. What else I could say about Wellness Mondays? The inspiration to Wellness Mondays came from the idea, came from an observation of the idea that most of people, if you are a person like that, then that's an indicator that there's something out of alignment in your life. Monday is like any other day. There's nothing wrong with Monday. What is wrong is with you feeling like you have to do something that you don't enjoy doing. And that's why on Wellness Mondays, I want to address these kind of things. Like, why do we do things that we don't enjoy doing? And what we can do about this. Either learn to like it, or maybe see that we actually like it, or to change it completely. So that's wellness. Wellness is about mind, it's about the body, it's about our energy, it's about communication with people, it's about our financial health as well. And on these calls, I will be hosting these calls, and I will be leading them, and I'll use my knowledge from working with clients, whether it's life coach or as a psychologist before, or at well-being events, and now in a this platform. Once a month, I'll bring a guest who can cover a topic, a certain topic that is more of an expertise of someone else. So, for example, if we're talking about body, and we may be talking about making changes to our body through the diet and healthy eating, I'll bring someone who's very good in nutrition and can share really good tips with you. Or maybe there'll be someone fitness, or maybe someone who's working on the energy level, like a Reiki master. Other than this, it will be me and you who will join on Zoom and can get engaged and help us build a community, so that we can grow, and we can bring a better connection between how you want to live and what is accessible out there to help us live the way that we want to. All right, that's the introduction. Thank you so very much for watching, and please join if you want to join next Monday at 8:30. This is a call for members of Inner Fire-itis only. If you're not a member yet, and you've been invited perhaps to have a look at this video, then remember that to join live on Zoom, you need to be a member, and to join Inner Fire-itis membership area is very easy. Just go to innerfire-itis.com/become a member website and sign up, and that's pretty much it. And I'll see you next Monday.